Good morning everyone. Children, as we have already discussed chapter 2, but one topic was left and that was nitrogen cycle. So I am explaining you nitrogen cycle. So the chapter was microorganism, friend and foe. First we should know about what nitrogen. As we know, nitrogen one of the metal which is found in gaseous state and it is present in the atmosphere 78%. Okay children, now nitrogen is essential major element which is present 78% in atmosphere in free state and living organism in combined form as protein, nucleic acid and some vitamins. In the earth crust or in soil, nitrogen occurs in combined form of nitrate ions, nitric acid, nitrites, nitrates and ammonia. Nitrogen is thus an essential for all life forms, but atmospheric nitrogen cannot be used directly. As we know, 78% is a large amount of proportion of what nitrogen, but plant directly cannot use this nitrogen. So, or it is not available to the plants directly. So now I will tell you how this nitrogen is available to the plants. One more thing I want to tell you children, what is the meaning of nitrogen cycle? First we should know about what is cycle. Anything that repeats again and again is called what? Cycle. So here the repeated circulation or the transfer of nitrogen between the biotic and abiotic components, or we can say the living and non-living components of the environment is called what? Nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle completes in how many steps? In 5 steps which I have already written. Okay children, the first step is what? Nitrogen fixation. As we have learned that the leguminous plant means the plants which bear the pod. Pod means legume. Okay. So this is the pod. So the leguminous plants, the roots of leguminous plants, they have the root nodules, and these root nodules actually provide what? Place for the nitrogen fixing bacteria which is called what? Rhizobium. So in the root nodules of leguminous plant, which bacteria reside? Rhizobium bacteria, and the main function of this rhizobium bacteria is to fix the free atmospheric nitrogen into the root nodules of leguminous plant. So what I have written here? Nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, that is fixed by the green plants, leguminous plants, and the plants use that nitrogen for making what? Protoplasm, or you can say they use that nitrogen for making what? Protein. Now as we know, herbivore plants, what do? They eat those green plants, and the animals, they eat that green plant because they also have to prepare what? Protoplasm. Protoplasm is a life-giving substance. Now I will tell you what is nitrogen fixation. That is the fixation of atmospheric what? Nitrogen into biological acceptable form, or the form which is acceptable by the plants for making that protein, and that is what? Actually nitrites and nitrates. Now, we'll move on to the second step, which is called what? Ammonification. What is ammonification? As we have seen that the plants have prepared their protoplasm, animals, they have prepared their protoplasm. When the plants and animals, they die, their dead remains come onto the soil, or we can say mixed into the soil. So the soil contains was certain type of bacteria and fungi which help in decomposition of those protein which are present in plants and animals. So they are break down with the help of those bacteria and convert those complex protein into simpler form, which is called what? Ammonia, and the process is called what? Ammonification. So what is ammonification? Ammonification is a process of conversion of complex protein into simple, which is called what? Ammonia. Now move on to the third point, which is called what? Nitrification. As we have seen, ammonification, ammonia is formed, and after ammonia oxidize with the help of oxygen and form what? Nitrites, that is NO2, and that forms what? After that form what? Nitrate. And because here ammonia, the conversion of ammonia into nitrites and nitrate, so this process is called what? Nitrification. Nitrification when the nitrates are formed. Okay, so some bacteria are there which break the nitrates into free nitrogen, and that free nitrogen goes to where? Into the atmosphere again. So this process is called denitrification. That is the process of conversion of nitrates into free nitrogen. And the last point is what? Nitrate assimilation. As we have learned in the previous class, the food after digestion, the food is absorbed, and after absorption the food is utilized by it is circulated by the blood and utilized by the cell for the growth and reproduction. In the same way, when the nitrates are formed and they come into the soil, they are used by the roots of the green plants for the growth and development. As the nitrate are utilizing, that's why it is called what? Nitrate assimilation. Now children, you can see here that nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere is also directly converted into nitrates. Here we have seen that the nitrogen was converting into nitrates with the help of rhizobium bacteria, as here the conversion is taking place with the help of living organism. So such a type of fixation of nitrogen is called what? Biological fixation. Here I have written atmospheric and industrial fixation. What does it mean? It means that the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere is directly converted into nitrates. So nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere is converting into nitrates. So I will tell you what is atmospheric fixation of nitrogen. What happened? Actually, presence of lightning, electric storms will come, and high energy UV rays. A small amount of nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere and oxygen. As we know, oxygen, how much percent is present? 21. Combine together to form nitrogen oxide. Nitrogen combine with oxygen to form what? Oxides of nitrogen. Now, the later they dissolve in rainwater, means the oxides of nitrogen, they dissolve in rainwater. After dissolving in rainwater, water, they pass down to soil and water bodies as nitrites and nitrate. So the main aim is what? The conversion of nitrites and nitrates. Now, the third is industrial fixation of nitrogen. What happened in the industry? Nitrogen is made to combine with hydrogen. Now, industrial fixation, nitrogen combines with hydrogen to form what? Ammonia, that is NH3. Ammonia is often changed further to urea because the latter is less toxic. Ammonia is converted into urea. So children, we know that urea is a type of nitrogenous fertilizer which is rich in nitrogen and given to the plants for their growth and development. So that's all for today's video. Thank you and have a nice day.